Remember all the fun and joy of your favorite game or childhood toy. If only you could feel that way again, again. Well, you don't have to go back in time, 'cause Nick and friends can help you find long lost treasures you once loved. Let's go hunting nostalgia.
Welcome to Hunting Nostalgia. I'm your host, Nick Bartley, and today I'm taking you to downtown Pittsburgh, the Burgh, downtown. Now, what would cause someone to come out in the middle of a polar vortex? Obviously, 80s and 90s toys. Now, I have a very close-knit group of stores that I go to downtown Pittsburgh. D&E Collectibles, Pop Culture Comics, which is who I am with here today. I'm on a massive collection purchase. And now these toy shops, these are a great place to go to find the most for the least. And today I'm here helping my friend Ken, the owner of Pop Culture Comics. Now, he always gives me a call when he thinks there's something in my area that I may be interested in that day. Now, today, it's like this collection has been pulled directly from my heart. I mean, wait until you see some of the very Pittsburgh items that you're gonna see today. Hey, when you're down there, did you get some permanis? Now, if you're from Pittsburgh, you'll know what I said. Everybody else, ask someone from the Burgh. Let's see what we got inside here today, huh? Oh man, look at this place. I'm in the South Side of Pittsburgh today. I'm helping my friend Ken, and he is helping me. Now, my friend Ken owns Pop Culture Comics on Mount Royal Boulevard in downtown, about 5 minutes from downtown Pittsburgh. And he is buying this to stock his shelves. He is buying someone's history. I mean, look at this. This is someone's life. Look, Nerf. Tabletop hockey. I didn't even know that existed by Parker Brothers, but now I want to play this. I'm going to be thinking about this all day long. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going through these items and seeing if there's anything here that would possibly, you know, pique my interest, which almost everything here does. And I appreciate Ken, my friend, who I have met literally through the world of collecting. I have been going to this amazing store. It is half comics, half retro toys, and I've been going there for years. I truly consider Ken to be one of my good friends, and he lets me do this. I mean, how could it get any better than that? So just off the bat here, this is my stuff. 1990 to 1994 WWF Hasbro Figures.
You gotta love new WWF figures with real wrestling action. Jake the Snake Roberts versus the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. Yeah. DiBiase lands a $1 Million punch. Match Hulk Hogan against the Macho King Randy Savage.
Oh yeah, my almost smashed will finish Hogan, guaranteed.
Hogan slams him again. Match Andre the Giant against the Ultimate Warrior. Andre'll squash the Ultimate Maniac. WWF figures so close to the real thing.
It's like being in the ring. I loved Hasbro toys. This is my era. Just when you think you have all the answers, I change the questions. The Hot Rod, the Hot Scott Roddy Piper. Relax, okay. Calm it down, I know. Now look at this. This is someone's life. This is someone's life. This is playing with your toys. Now I'm not sure what the Stinger got himself into here with this, maybe whiteout possibly, but that is playing with your toys, you know, that is fun. And this is all of my era. Look, now this was, oh, the Hot Rod has a broken leg there, but these figures, this is what these figures were supposed to be. About 3.5-inch scale, but Toys R Us loved these mammoth figures so much, they told LJN in 1985, oh no, we want them this size. This was just supposed to be the display size. Like, look, this is what we're going to make, but we're going to make them in this size. Toys R Us said, we want the monster guys, which I'm so glad they did. Oh, there's nothing like the smell of a fresh LJN. But right now, I want to show you one of the most iconic play sets ever made. In 1989, Playmates was in command of making the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toys. They made some really great toys, did Playmates. They made the Dick Tracy toys from the movie, the 1990 movie. They also made Star Trek toys, the Next Generation toys. Now, what I love so much about this is it is exactly what you saw in the cartoon. Like, this was their lair. You would see them laying in their beds. You'd see them using their sewer scope and all of that. But what I remember about this as a kid, there are these pipes here, okay? And there is one pipe that's a 90-degree elbow. For some reason, I used to put it on my arm. I would slide my little skinny arm inside of this elbow piece for the sewer den, and I couldn't get it out. But I would do it repeatedly, and I don't know why, but man, that is nostalgia, you know? And I wanted...
Your arm would still fit in that today.
What a jerk! But I want you to meet the man who this was his life. This was his history. I want you to meet him. His name is Chris, and he's here today with his son, Ethan. And he likes passing these memories of nostalgia, just like I do with my children. He likes passing it on to his. But first, this reminds me of somebody very nostalgic. And I found something recently for her that I'd like you to check out. Right now, I want you to take a moment of nostalgia with Elvira Taylor.
Thanks, Nick. And hey everybody, I'm Elvira Taylor from the Doll Circle, and welcome to my moment of nostalgia. So today I'm going to be talking about something that's near and dear to my heart. I'm going to be talking about my mom and, of course, Barbies. And as you can tell by my shirt, I'm a huge Barbie fan, and I'm going to be talking about how I started off my collecting journey and how my mom was a big part of that and currently still is a part of that. So my mom was lucky enough, she actually got one of the first Barbies back in the 50s in 1959. I don't have an original, and she doesn't have her originals anymore, unfortunately, but I have a reproduction one. So the first series looked like this. Of course, she was blonde. This is, like I said, a reproduction of that doll. But she had the original Barbie, and my mom loved Barbies. She thought they were so pretty and so different, especially at a time when there was only baby dolls really around for kids to play with. And our collecting journey together started in the mid-90s with a Barbie that really wasn't anything special. There was nothing weird about it. It wasn't like, you know, we saw it and we're like, oh, we have to. It was just a Tooth Fairy Barbie. And for some reason at Walmart, we saw this Tooth Fairy Barbie and we're like, we really like this Barbie. Don't know why. I wasn't really into the Tooth Fairy. It was just like a thing that we saw and we're like, this is really cute. And from there, we just started collecting Barbies. We'd go to Toys R Us every week. We'd go to Walmart. We'd hit up all the stores. Sad little moment for Toys R Us. Go to all the stores and really check out new Barbies that were coming out at the time. So we've always had Barbies a part of our life. Like I said, my mom had Barbies growing up in the 50s, and then I had dolls obviously my whole entire life, but something about this Tooth Fairy Barbie in the mid-90s got us into this large spiral of collecting out of nowhere. So now, right now, my mom's collection is probably around 1,100 Barbies, which is insane to think. Now, I collect all sorts of dolls, all sorts of toys, different decades, different genres. She only collects Barbies. She'll occasionally get like a Monster High doll or something a little different, or if she sees me buying something and she'll be like, what is that? That's cute. And then want to get it as well. So for me, it's a little bit harder because I just tend to like everything. Like I'll find beauty in all sorts of toys, but my mom's only a Barbie collector. So together, her and I started our Barbie journey in the mid-90s, and our collections grew after that. I was obviously an out-of-box collector from all of my doll shelves and all of the other doll boxes and bins that I have in my house. And my mom only collects dolls in box though. So her collections are all these boxes so perfect, and she'd always have to go through every box, make sure every box is just perfect, the doll's hair was flawless, because she would really just want to look at the doll in the box itself. Now, for a while there, we were getting like one in box, one out of box, and I started doing that even with my other dolls because I was like, oh my god, the box art is so pretty on these dolls. I had to control myself though, so now I'm primarily only doing out of box collecting just because it takes up a lot of space and I'm overwhelmed with my collection. And Nick was so nice that his mom and him, it's so sweet, thought of me and thought of the Barbies and like reproduction Barbies and older Barbies. So I have this doll here. It's so pretty. I love her and her wedding. This is a reproduction, of course. The original one came out in 1960, I believe it says here, 61, excuse me, 60 on that one. And so they made so many reproductions. So I think it to have something that is, you know, from my mother's time, but not really, unfortunately. Just because, like, I would love to own a real Barbie, like an original 1959 Barbie, but they're so expensive, and I totally get why. You know, you have to think they were played with, they were loved, and a lot of people got rid of them over the years just because they never thought that they would A, be worth anything, because they were, you know, back then, it's a toy, you know. Even to this day, a lot of people think like, oh, it's just a toy, it's not worth anything, but with my mom loving Barbies so much, then us collecting so much over the past, I can't believe, over 20 some years, together we really understand, like, you know, they aren't just toys, they are art pieces, or they're fashion statements, or there's something that really can resonate through time and bring people together. So obviously for my mother and I, it really gave us something to have fun over, bond over. My dad didn't like the bills that the Barbies were accumulating over the years, but he understood that it brought joy and happiness to us, so he was supportive of that as well. Again, looking back, he's like, man, I could have bought many cars with this, or boats, or something, I don't know, something, whatever, you know, dad things. He would buy dad things with that. But obviously the dolls did bring a lot of joy to us, and we still have a lot of those Barbies. My mom still has all of her collection. My collection has rotated over the years, but it's one of these things is when you look at, especially again, Barbie started my collecting. Now I collect everything. Started by collecting. It also makes me think of my mom and happier memories of when we were first collecting together in the 90s. Now we still go out. We don't Barbie hunt as much as we used to, especially with Toys R Us being gone. But we still do always walk down the Barbie aisle every time we're at the store. Even earlier today, I took my mom out because my mother doesn't drive, so I took my mom out and we were like, we're at Target. I was like, hold on, I have to walk down the doll aisle, all of the doll aisles, especially the Barbie aisle, and we always look at them and just, you know, talk about how they've changed over the years and everything. It just really means a lot. So it helps us connect as a family, and then also brings us that joy of when we first started collecting back in the day, which I, like I said, cannot believe it's been so many years. So thank you, and I hope you enjoyed my running down memory lane and talking a little bit about how my collecting journey started with my mom in the 90s and even going on till today. But thanks for watching my moment of nostalgia. I'm Elvira Taylor. Make sure to check out the Doll Circle on social media and on YouTube. Back to you, Nick.
Oh, thanks, Elvira. That was so awesome. It is so cool to be able to share the feeling of nostalgia with someone, especially when it's your mother. I wish that I had half as many wrestling dolls as you two have Barbie dolls. So awesome. I love finding stuff for other people. And another thing that I love to do is this ring here. I'm taking this WWF 1991 Hasbro ring to fix the post there for my friend Ken so he can get it back on his shelves at Pop Culture Comics. How cool is that? And he just gives me stuff, you know, because we help each other out. It's really a great relationship. Look at this, Superman, 200,000 different combinations. It's insane. Look, you just flip one of those flaps there, and that's another version of the story. It's amazing. I love stuff like this. Let's get back inside and talk to Chris and Ethan about his old toys.
Up in the sky, look! It's a bird! It's a plane! It's Superman!
Look at this stuff! I mean, this is separate from the actual toys, okay? Now, this is someone's life. And the family, the father and the mother, Joe and Marlene, who actually saved this stuff, they knew the value of what this was going to mean to someone later down the road. And this here, speaking of down the road, this is Chris, and these items were his when he was a kid. And this is his son, Ethan. Now, you like sharing that same passion that Joe, your father, and Marlene, your mother, had for keeping these items with Ethan. I've heard he's watching some older cartoons now, huh?
Yes, he is. I got him a little hooked on He-Man.
Oh, Masters of the Universe. That's the best, you know?
Classic.
That Skeletor voice. Whenever I was a kid, I remember watching that. And the first time I heard him speak, I was like, wow, I never imagined that voice to be the Skeletor voice. I always thought it was going to be something, you know, real tough but Skeletor, but it was so fun and funny. Now, this is an overwhelming amount of stuff.
It is.
Your dad was a massive, massive collector of all kinds of different things.
He was. He was.
But these items here, these are sports items. And I know some of these here are 100% you. Now, we have some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle card backs from Playmates. Who thinks to save these? You know what I mean? When you're a little kid and you're ripping something open, normally you destroy it. You know what I mean? But the foresight to know, you know what? I really might like these someday. That's awesome. Man, that is awesome, and it's something now you can share with Ethan. You know, he could take a trip back to 1989 and play with some turtles and remember that feeling. Now, you want to talk about nostalgia. You have a box, which I have to leave with, of LJN wrestling posters.
From the wrestling figures.
You remember opening these and maybe everyone didn't smell them like I did.
The first thing we did was smell them.
Oh, I love it. We're kindred spirits. But to keep these items, these paper items, no one does it. And right here, brother, you got the junkyard dog, and he's the king of the WWF. Ho, ho, ho. Now that is nostalgic. And what I'm gonna do now is I wanna talk to your mother because there's a little bit different of a collection upstairs. Very Yinzer.
Oh, it's straight Yinzer.
It's from downtown. Like I said before, did you get some permanis when you were down there?
Who opens a sandwich cart at the height of the Great Depression to serve affordable meals to industrious folks? Joe Primanti, that's who. Before you know it, Joe partners up with his brothers and rolls his bustling business to a storefront on 18th Street. From 3 a.m. to 3 p.m. every day, the bros feed truckers and shift workers, a blue-collar workforce with industrial-strength appetites. One day, inspiration meets opportunity, convenience meets creativity, fries and slaw meet cheese and freshly sliced meat. Eureka, a culinary original, is born. Word spreads, and nearly a century later, we're proud to honor Joe's vision, serving quality meals in cities old and new to hardworking people. Almost famous, always fresh. Primanti Brothers.
This is Marlene. Marlene and her ex-husband, her unfortunately late ex-husband Joe, they're responsible for all of this fun and history. Pittsburgh history.
Pittsburgh history, absolutely.
Now, Joe worked at Heinz Ketchup. How much more Pittsburgh can you get than Heinz Ketchup?
Actually, I worked there too. That's how Joe got the job there.
You got him the job?
I worked there right out of high school in 1971. And we were married in 1975, and I got him the job there because I was in office personnel. And so he got a job through the factory, and he retired from there.
Oh my goodness.
A few years ago.
So really, truly.
So he's a Heinz through and through, yeah.
Big thanks to you.
Well, yeah.
Thanks to you.
I was just the catalyst.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
The woman is always, isn't she? I mean, it's always, we always have to thank them because it is always you driving the train. It's true. It's true. So he collected all kinds of stuff. And I mean, do you collect anything?
You know what? I don't. I don't. He was an avid collector. I mean, everything. You name it, he's got collections of it. Me, not so much. But a few of the collections I started for him as gifts, you know, getting him things that he liked. 57 Chevys. He loved 57 Chevys. We couldn't buy 57 Chevy. So we got models. And every year it would be another model and another this and another that. So that's kind of how things snowballed. And then once he got started, he just kind of loved collecting. He also thought that, you know, in generations ago during the Depression, people saved things to pass down. So I think that he was hoping to pass these down to not only Chris, who you met, but my two other sons, Jay and JC.
Oh my goodness.
So that's what I think that was in his, you know, in his head. And actually, a lot of the stuff was upstairs in the attic boxed away. So we weren't even familiar with the whole universe of what he had.
So he would, so this is what I'm gathering from this. So you started him off on 57 Chevys.
I did.
that made him think of you. I mean, that's why he continued
Well,
that.
it was just it was a fun thing too. It was a fun thing to collect.
Anything's fun to collect.
I think men all love 57 Chevys. It was a guy thing.
Yeah, well, very manly. And I have, not everything I collect is very manly, but I have hundreds of different collections, thousands of different items, thousands. There is something about how people in downtown Pittsburgh appreciate that feeling, and you're like, they say, you know, hey, don't throw that in the rubbish. That's gonna be worth something someday.
That would come out of Joe's mind.
You know?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm sure everything here, you know, that he saw from Heinz, he thought was a part of history and the collection. You know,
there is nothing more historic in Pittsburgh, maybe Andy Warhol, than Heinz Ketchup, where even my great uncle worked there.
Really?
This is so. When I heard about this, I was blown away. And then, you know, when you hear about something, you think about it like that much. Then when I got here and saw the street signs, everything that is here, I was blown away. Now this is amazing. These are one, and it connects to something else that maybe holds a nostalgic feeling for you. Look at these, some of the very first labels for Heinz Ketchup. Huh? Hi, everybody.
These are soups, Heinz soups.
Oh my gosh, no. Heinz soups. Huh? How about some chicken noodle there, Goofy? Huh? You like that? That is so neat. Look at that. What year do you think this is from?
I have no idea.
I don't see a year on it, but
I think that those are on the Heinz History Center collection on the gallery online.
oh my gosh. Oh, I've said it a million times. This belongs in a museum. It really does. It is astonishing. Look, Heinz instant baby food pears. Look how cute that little kid is. That kid is, I mean, I don't want to say it, but that kid could be in his 80s now, you know?
What's interesting too is that Heinz, if you were an employee, every year at Christmas they would make a special gift that was for employees only. You couldn't buy it anywhere. So like the ceramics and all the things like the pillow, those were all just for Heinz employees.
Wow, so these items nobody else has.
No,
oh, unless you work there.
If you were an employee, every Christmas. Right.
Oh, look, you got an entire jar filled with Heinz Ketchup.
Oh, yeah, you have to have a pan of ketchup in.
Oh, thank you.
They used to give on the tours. You couldn't go on a tour without getting those.
That is downtown Pittsburgh.
That is downtown Pittsburgh. Oh yeah.
I gotta show this. This was amazing to me. This first off here. Look at what the old bottle used to look like. I know that this is an anniversary bottle, but honestly, look, it looks like a bottle of beer. You know, just the look of that is so neat. And this, I mean, Marlene,
I don't even know what to say.
I mean, they used to seriously make kosher dill pickle spears out of in a wooden jar. A wooden jar. It's just so I could seriously be here for hours and hours and hours.
You're more than welcome.
I might. She'll regret that. But
my favorite are some of the old pictures, you know, of
oh my goodness. So this is what the old factory looked like. Look at that. That is history. That is.
And I have even older pictures than that. You know, on the back wall that are prints, you know, that are just amazing. I mean, it tells history.
And I mean, so you're selling. I mean, you're moving. So you're selling everything.
Yes,
come on, Heinz History Center. This is Pittsburgh. This is nostalgia. This is our history.
It is our history, absolutely.
Marlene,
absolutely.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad I got to share this with everybody too.
Well, you know what I do? I collect people. It's a little creepy. I collect people's memories, you know? Now
that's a good thing.
I feel like I'm part of your family.
And I have more memories. I have more memories than just this, I assure you.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much. Thank your family and Chris and Ethan and Joe. You know, he's on here to thank in person.
He would have loved this. He would have loved
this. This is his appreciation for you guys.
Absolutely.
And it really is. This is Hunting Nostalgia.
I don't know who Doreen thinks she's fooling. She's worn the same bunch every dance this year.
Mary Ellen, how about a little bump and boogie with the vibe?
Sorry, Freddie. You just don't have enough taste for me. Wow, you're so smooth.
Care to dance, Mary Ellen? Gee, Kathy, like what's he got that I don't got?
Taste, Freddie. Lots of taste.
Heinz Ketchup. There are no other kinds.
Before we wrap up here today on Hunting Nostalgia, I have to show you this. I mean, no, it's not 80s toys or 90s toys, but this is history and this is amazing. This is an intercom system and looks like perfect condition. And it says booth and stage, almost like something that would have been used at a theater. You know, I mean, we are in a historic part of Pittsburgh. Maybe this was a theater or something of the sort. You know, that is amazing. And just looking out the window at Oakland, Pennsylvania, at the Cathedral of Learning, you can really feel and appreciate the history that this family has collected over the past 100 years. I think that I might need to leave with this Del Monte megaphone.
I'm telling you right now, I'm done if you leave.
What? I'm loud enough, you think? Okay, but look at this. Look at that. The Great Flood of 1936. Laminated pieces of the newspaper. This is truly amazing Pittsburgh history. Look at these men and women taking a rowboat down 7th Avenue. Along these streets, Chico Marx from the Marx Brothers used to panhandle playing piano for nickels and dimes. This is history, and this is hunting nostalgia.
Winthrop, get me Trinidad. Hello, Dad. I won't be home for dinner.
I came here to...
Just a minute. Winthrop, get me Gangbusters. Hello, Gangbusters? Who caught the crook last night? Sheriff Hawkins? Thank you. Winthrop, get me Sheriff Hawkins. Sheriff Hawkins, congratulations.
Buying someone's collection is buying their history. And these retro toy shops that do this, like Pop Culture Comics on Mount Royal Boulevard in Pittsburgh, you know, these places, they give you a respectable price for the items that they are buying because they understand what those items truly do mean to you. And they want you to come back again. You know, if you have another batch of toys, these places, they want you to come back. I love supporting local retro toy shops, and Pittsburgh has some of the absolute best of them. Pop Culture Comics is one of them for sure. D&E Collectibles is another fantastic store. You gotta get downtown. You gotta get to the Burg. I want to thank you all for joining me on this trip today to the South Side of Pittsburgh. I can't wait for the next episode of Hunting Nostalgia. I'll see you then.
Let's go hunting nostalgia.
It's the middle of a polar vortex, but you gotta see this. It is absolutely ridiculous what he is wearing. Look at him. You can't see him.
Are you filming me?
Dude, come on! You can't see one speck of flesh on your entire body.
It's intentional. You think I want to be recognized in public associated with you and stupid show? I don't need nerds coming up to me while I'm eating dinner with my wife asking me about toys.
Hey!
Get out of my face and I'll throw you off the slip.
Come on, dude. Look, it's so funny.
Get out!
Alright, well.
Now move to your right. A little bit more to your right. Perfect. Okay.
Oh, there's no way I'm even in this frame.
That's what makes it perfect.
Come on, dude. What would cause someone to crawl out of their extremely warm bed and come out into this weather? Of course.
Stop.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
You know why?
Well, I just stumbled.
Stuttered like a moron.
I know.
Wasting my time.
Do you watch cartoons and enjoy that nostalgia with him now?
Absolutely. I try to get him to watch the older cartoons.
Yeah.
He's starting to get into that.
Because those are the best.
Yeah, He-Man cartoons.
Oh my. You know what? It is nostalgia. We have to stop. I never came back from Elvira.
Come on, Nick.
Hey, I don't have the show notes. We'll do it again. Good.
Write
You okay?
the show,
I
Nick.
know, but I didn't. That I need help with. My brain is in.
Oh my God. You're still worried about the junkyard dog.
I know. It's his own personal living hell, and I'm in charge of it, which I think's hilarious.
You're not in charge of nothing.